Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56, with your Cosmic Connections for the week. And we have an interesting topic to look at tonight, namely Jupiter moving into Taurus. The ingress happened earlier this week. It's kind of a big deal because it only comes around every 12 years. So wherever you find a Taurus in your chart, you're being lit up. And I like to say that it's the time of risk taking as though you're wearing a life preserver, right? Because Jupiter is like that. Jupiter can be Zeus, the king of the sky. It can be Santa Claus. It can be the philosopher. Jupiter is a benefic. And sometimes too much of a good thing is too much, But we're going to be talking about Jupiter in Taurus tonight. And we're really going to be talking about that tomorrow night. Friends, if you have the time and the space, make a date tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because Agent 56 is going to be sharing with you a lot of information about Jupiter and Taurus. We're going to be going backwards in time to, actually almost 150 years of what that means for our money, because Taurus is a money sign, what Jupiter and Taurus means for the feminine archetype, women, and the arts and the earth and the environment and all the above. And of course, how this wonderful ingress or transit of Jupiter in Taurus will be affecting you. So please come aboard. I'm going to add the link to purchase this wonderful, it better be wonderful. I've been working on this thing for 3 weeks. So come join me through the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. If you haven't gotten your Time Lords free quarterly periodical, then make sure you go to the site that I just sent with you on the line here, and you can receive a copy of Time Lords. And there's wonderful articles in there by seasoned astrologers throughout the world. So I welcome you to do that. All right. So tonight, a big hello to Jerry and everybody here. If I don't say hi to you, it's because you're not showing up on my screen. Oh, good. Yes, you're a member of the CIA. Yay, Susan. It'd be wonderful to see you. Yay. Hi, Rose. Thank you for sharing. You're always so wonderful. And you're all wonderful. But Rose is a faithful sharer, and sharing is caring. So if you'd like to share, that would be great. Hey, Alicia. Hello. Hi, Cynthia. Hello, Joni and Linda and Sherry H and Donna M and Christine and Janet. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lynn and Louise and Diane. My heart to y'all. And I know a lot of you know. Hello from Tasmania. Hello, Sherry. It was a great name. Many of you are astrologers who are on this site, of course, on the Cosmic Intelligence Agency platform, but some of you aren't, and some of you dabble in astrology. And please understand that when I present with you on this weekly basis, I try to keep it very simple to maybe pique your interest into doing your own exploration of astrology, because astrology to me is just alive and wonderful, and it's been a part of my life for 4 decades, maybe more. Well, if you count my first nodal opposition, I started when I was 9 years old, seriously. But I had a 9 years old understanding of what astrology is. Don't let astrology scare you away. All right. I mean, when you first start learning it, it's a little complex, but like any eloquent language, it has rules, and it can be mastered. And I'm still learning. That's why I love it, because it's something that you are always adding on. You're always learning new things. Exactly, Louise. It does seem complicated, but then maybe if I would look at your chart, I would see a time when everything would kind of gel. There are times in our lives with any sort of learning, right? All of a sudden, something that we wanted to do, and we go back to it 10 years, kind of like me and some of the great basics in literature, right? I mean, did anyone read Shakespeare when they were 13? And you didn't get Shakespeare and you looked into it when you were 50 and all of a sudden it started to make sense. Astrology is like that too. All right, friends. Let's talk about Jupiter in Taurus. And I'm going to add this to the stream. I don't know why that slide looks so dark. It says Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, trust me. It happened. Well, let's just talk about what it means. So Jupiter is the archetype. I always use Santa Claus. I don't think that's original. I think other astrologers have used it. I can't give credit, but a shout out to you astrologers. Jupiter to me is the perfect archetype of Santa Claus because Santa Claus is big, number one, and Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. You can fit 1,300 Earths inside of the planet called Jupiter. Santa Claus is funny. Jupiter is the humor planet. And most of all, Santa Claus is generous. And he's very inclusive. He visits everyone on the planet. He's a world traveler. So those are some of the qualities of what Jupiter represents archetypally, right? So Jupiter's it has come to Taurus town this week. And some of the qualities of Jupiter include abundance and confidence. And, I just lost you. I hope you didn't lose me. Come on, Mercury's direct now. We shouldn't have problems with technology. Anyway, so Jupiter, let's go back. What happened to my slide? Woohoo. We're not going to do that yet. Jupiter rules education, exaggeration. And because it's in the sign of Taurus, Taurus has a meaning as well, right? So Taurus is the sign that's a fixed earth sign. It represents, this is not an exclusive list. It includes more, I should say. Taurus represents our values and what matters in our lives. And very often money is a medium through which we express our values. So is time, right? I love dogs, but I don't have any and I spend no time with them. So that's not really a value. So whatever you spend time on is a value, and whatever you spend money on is a value. That's Taurus. Taurus rules the earth. Taurus rules beauty, the archetype of the feminine, the earthy feminine, the environment, business, the arts, music, architecture, things that are tangible and beautiful. So this combination of explosion, expansion in this sign says something wherever it falls in your chart. And of course, who is not concerned about finances? During tomorrow's webinar, I'll be talking about the history of Jupiter in Taurus and how that has affected the markets and how that has affected, I focus on the US's dollar, but it can be applied across the world. So here's our ingress. It took place on Tuesday at 1:20 Eastern Standard Time, that's PM. And the first thing we look at with this chart is that Jupiter, as it goes into 0 degrees of Taurus, was squaring Pluto in the sky. So that implies that all of us, and here's the question for the week for you. With or without this knowledge of Jupiter going into the sign of Taurus, has anyone been feeling a sense of, I've got to get on with things? This is the time for me to move forward in my life. I have a dream, I have a goal, I have a plan, and by gosh, by golly, I'm going to go for it. Did anyone feel that type of emotion in the past couple of days? A couple of days, it was just yesterday. I can lose track of time because I'm so immersed in this language, I guess. But so squaring Pluto, a square in astrology is an internal focus of action. And that square can really push forward to produce results. It's like this, it's not really, well, it can be aggressive. It can be tension filled, but there's a sense of purpose with a square. Jupiter is also conjunct the North Node. The North Node is the ecliptical path of the nodes, of the eclipses. And when it conjuncts or is next to that area, it's reminding us to get back on our true path. And the true path often includes joining with new people. So you may be finding or thinking about new contacts this week and next week as well. You might meet some important business associates out of the blue. I know I have. It's kind of interesting. And then it's also conjunct Mercury. So our thoughts about how we can activate our new path is very much about this week's energy. It has a wide sextile. Sextile in astrology is 60 degrees, and a sextile represents opportunity. So the sextile to emotional, sensitive Cancer in Venus is one of an opportunity of protection. How can you protect your family, yourself, your money, your home, your dreams? So that's another thing that may be emerging from this ingress. There's a grand trine in water. Grand trines in water are like emotional radar, using your intuition to attract new opportunities, using your intuition to make decisions, not just the logic. Well, this ingress, and in fact, between now and Friday, we're in what we call the phase of the moon that's called balsamic. Balsamic means letting go and trusting in the process of your life. The balsamic phase began at 11:35 p.m. on the same day that we had the ingress, okay? So I like to give you the Sabian symbols. The Sabian symbol of the ingress of the balsamic phase was retreating into an attitude that a man is possessed with more gifts than he can hold. And that could be a warning, actually, because if we have too much on our plate, we can't hold on to everything. So during the next couple of days, allow yourself to surrender, let go, release to the best of your ability, because the new moon, my friends, is happening on Friday, and it's at 11:53 in the morning. That's a new moon, and the new moon is in Taurus, even though in 2 days later, we welcome the Gemini cycle. So this is kind of an interesting time that the new moons this year are often the later degrees of the sign. So the new moon is asking us to make our wishes known, our affirmations known, and take care of business in terms of setting ourselves up to set a new wheel in motion, a new trajectory. All right, so let's see. That's it. That's it for the slides. So what I'm going to do now, hello, everybody. Hello, big hellos, big hellos. Thanks for being here. Most definitely today, some people are saying they were feeling that sense of determination to get on with their lives. It's time. I've been holding on to some dream or wish or goal, and now I'm feeling kind of fired up. But it might not be the exact time to make that phone call, to make that initiative. Let's wait until Friday under the new moon, because it's interesting. Our emotions might be revved up, but the timing to take action is always better under a new moon. All right. I mean, farmers use new moons. I get my hair cut under the new moon because I know it'll grow faster. If you want your hair to grow slower, then you might want to get your hair cut between now and Friday. All right. Well, in any case, you're feeling justice is happening. Yes, Linnell, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, that information is being disseminating throughout the world on so many different levels. And people are getting more clarity. We're in a different cycle than we certainly were a year ago. So, Marty, big hugs to you. Linnell, Tracy, nice to see you. Hi, Crystal. Nice to see you. Great advice. Oh, thank you, Marty. Hi, Marianne. Darlene, can't wait to see you at the Dale, Lilydale. And I always like to remind you of what I'm up to. Again, tomorrow's the class for the CIA. You're all welcome. I put the registration link in the beginning of the webinar. I'm also doing a wonderful class on astrology. It's much more low key. It's less PowerPoints. I have 60 pages of PowerPoints tomorrow, friends. So I'll be talking fast. But in any case, it's not that frenetic learning. On Sunday, it's a little bit more relaxed. It's great for people who are dabbling or even seasoned astrologers. It's through Lilydale Assembly, my home away from home in upstate New York, the worldwide center of spiritualism on the planet. We have an astrology cafe once a month with the Reverend Patricia Bell. She and I host it. It's on Sunday, this Sunday at 7:30. Link is for you as well. All right, let's take a look at how the new moon plus Jupiter and Taurus will be affecting you. So for you Aries people or Aries rising, this next year and this next month is asking you to look over your income, your self-worth, your skill set, really shore up how you want to make money in the world. This is a time of abundance for our Aries people. For the Taurus people, all eyes are on you. If you've been sitting on something for 12 years, yes, 12 years, the last time that Jupiter was in Taurus was 12 years ago. This is the year between now and next May of 24 to go for it, to take that risk, to build that business, to activate that relationship, whatever that might be for you beautiful Taurians. For Gemini this week, the new moon is in your house that represents retreat, emotional release, meditation and prayer, and trusting the process. So that's for our Gemini friends. For Cancer or Cancer rising, this is a great new moon and great Jupiter and Taurus time for you to expand your friendship circle, to pay attention to your network, to call up those friends that you haven't seen for a while, or join that club, whatever that might mean for you Cancers. For Leo or Leo rising, take a hold of your wonderful leadership skills and remind your boss, if you have a boss, remind your community leader that you want to be more in the limelight. It's a great year for the Leos or Leo risers to do something different in a leadership vehicle. For the Virgo or Virgo rising, it's about becoming more philosophical, speaking your truth, speaking your amazing analytical and well-vetted information, maybe teaching, maybe writing, and also traveling for our Virgo friends. For Libra or Libra rising, this energy for the next year, and certainly also for this month, because it's concentrated with the new moon, it's time for you to dip into your inner power and share and empower others with your light. For Scorpio, it's about relationships and trusting the other a little bit more profoundly. You know, Scorpios aren't known for being all that trustworthy. No, they're trustworthy, but they're not always trusting. Scorpio is the original detective or skeptic. And so Scorpio, for this next year, be open to love, be open to partnership. For Sagittarius, be aware that you're wanting to do something different with your self, health, taking care of yourself differently, working smarter, not harder, and taking care of the workplace in such a way that gives you more success. For Capricorn or Capricorn rising, both the new moon and Jupiter and Taurus is activating your play and your creativity in the house that represents children. So you're going to be spending more time with the kids or the grandkids, or becoming a little bit more aware of your own personal creative muse. For our Aquarius friends, it's about your home and your family and where you're living and how you're living. You might wanting to, on the short term, do a very deep clean of your home. On the long term, you might even want to move or do some home remodeling projects in the next year. That's for our Aquarius friends. For the Pisces, this week, it's time to get your mind straight. You might have had a lot of contradictory ideas. Do a business plan. Sit down and do an affirmation in your journal, what I want to accomplish. But be aware of your own inner thoughts and make your mind up about something that's very important. So communication and marketing is very strong for our Pisces friends, both this month and the entire year. Hi, Miss Julia. Great to see you. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, and I was telling people about our collaboration here. I've been an agent. I don't know, how long has it been? At least 5 years, maybe longer. But there's Miss Julia. Say hi to Julia. And we're going to be doing our workshop tomorrow at 7 Eastern Daylight Time. I left you the link, friends. And I'll leave you one more time because, you know, it's always fun to have a party when we're talking about Jupiter, because that's what Jupiter loves. It likes abundance, and it loves lots and lots of wonderful friends and students. All right, we're going to do a shift, a change. If you're new to the Cosmic Connections, I also do the astrology, but I also do spiritual message work. And to do that, it's very random. I do 2 messages for people. You have to be in the room. I randomly just use my thumb, close my eyes, and pick 2 people. But before we do that, I'm going to pick the winner of our Sharing is Caring contest. What that means is that when you share when I'm midstream here, I really appreciate it to let people know about astrology, to know about the CIA, et cetera, et cetera. So some of you have shared. You're welcome to share. Not forced to. I'm not forced anyone about anything in this webinar. So the winner tonight is Miss Rose Chase. Rosie. Thank you, Rosie, for being such a frequent flyer and sharing so much. All right, friends, let's do some mediumship work. I will get in touch with you, Rose, and send you a sample of the Lunar Lights Club. I do a club every month. I give you guys individualized horoscopes based on your chart and videos about the new moons and full moons. In fact, I'm doing one tonight for the new moon on Friday for our members of Lunar Lights Club. So you'll be getting that, Rose. All right, the new moon. Hi, Rodney. Blessings to you, honey. Great to see you. All right, Melody, Mary, Rose, big hugs. All right, I'm going to close my eyes and pick someone tonight. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, and inspiration and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. And I'm with Christine. Looks like I'm with Christine. Oh, did I miss you? Comments? My finger went to Christine Rimbeck. And this is so random because it doesn't matter. I think you've had one recently, Christine, but it's all random. And that's where my thumb landed. I'm with you, Christine. I feel that you're very diligently, step by step, being very analytical. You're working on a project. You're working on, I was talking earlier about how Jupiter square Pluto this week may be lighting our emotional bodies up with a resolve to accomplish a dream we've had for a while. And I feel you're actually doing that. It's almost like I'm seeing you placing papers on a large table and piling them up into categories. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this. It feels it may be a written project or it might be an illustration project. I have no idea. I'm just seeing lots of papers. And I'm seeing you collating and putting things together. I don't know if it's a book. It could be something that is educational, but it's also something creative too. So I'm seeing some drawings and some other pictures. Please let me know if that makes sense to you, Christine. The other thing I'm picking up for you this upcoming summer, there's going to be a little bit more mini travel. Little short trips, little weekenders, right? And spending a lot more time in nature, whether it's going to the woods or the mountains or the seashore, I have no idea, but you're clearing your mind and making more time to breathe in and convene with nature, and it's going to be a very good thing for you. I'm also picking up a grandmother in spirit for you, Christine, and she was a very diligent, hardworking, I want to use the word with all respect, a dame. Okay, she had a little bit of a toot about her. She wasn't a shy violet. She was someone who had a veer and kind of a Katharine Hepburn type of person. She was sharp, she was funny, and she's coming in and she's saying, my dear, let that part of your nature come out. You don't have to be afraid of what people might think about you or say about you. Allow that humor to be disseminated when you're around people. Don't be shy about getting your sarcasm out. That's what she's trying to say. So I'll leave that with you with many blessings. Okay. And our next person today is Marie Claude Rouleau. Marie Claude. Marie, you're here? Would you like a reading, please? Marie Claude? Yes? Okay, Carrie would prefer not tonight, but Marie Claude Rouleau. I think I'm saying that correctly. Marie Claude. I'll just wait until you say yes. You're busy with vacation and work, Rodney. Yes, you would. Okay, my dear. The first thing that pops in my mind was I'm connecting with you, my dear, is that I feel that there's a long line of, I want to use the word maybe scholarship or investigative work in your family. I'm not saying they were all educators, but I'm feeling mother or grandmother, the feminine line, were very introspective book readers, or women who were always investigating and going beneath the surface, and that you have that trait as well. If you are interested in something, you go down, I call it the rabbit hole. Okay, does that make sense? Um, okay. Quebec, actually, not my personal DNA, but my children, through their dad, their ancestors came from Quebec. It's kind of interesting. Well, in any case, for you, my dear, the reading I'm picking up is that you are been doing a lot of research in the past 3 years about what's going on in the world. It does make sense. Okay. All right. Thank you for the feedback, Christine. I'm with a little delay with both of you. Thank you for the feedback, Christine. Marie, Claude. So I'm seeing that you are, you've had some I want to use the word mind-blowing revelations in some of the research you've been doing on the net, and about what's going on in the world. And it's kind of triggering in your solar plexus this fire that you want to do something more for the world in some ways, whether that be writing or organizing or something like this. That describes you. Thank you. And it feels as though there's been some frustration. Now, this might be connected to the big CV, friends, the crisis of the virus. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to throw that on your. I don't like calling the crisis the virus. I just want to call it Pluto Saturn conjunction at 23 degrees of Capricorn, friends. I mean, we've lived through that Pluto Jupiter, or the Pluto Saturn conjunction. Well, in any case, this past 3 years for you has been an eye opener, and you are on fire in terms of trying to help communicate and disseminate and organize people. I'm also using the word book club with you, that you're wanting to help share ideas with other like-minded friends. But whatever you're doing, it's all good, Marie Claude, that you're actually in process of activating that scholarship that you were born with and helping other people have their eyes open to different aspects of the world. I'm also getting the name, I guess in French it would be Michel, but it's Michael. And this person, it feels like it's more of a contemporary as opposed to an older relative who would be in spirit. And he wants to give you a big hug, heart to heart. And he's saying that you are such a precious soul because you're non-judgmental. You did not judge him when he was going through his crises. And so please always be reminded by this wonderful spirit that you are beloved because of your ability not to be judgmental. He's saying that. So I'll leave that with God's blessings. Okay. So much revelations after 6 years of heavy research. Thank you for that validation, Marie Claude, because I was just seeing you just eyes to the books, eyes to the computer, doing this heavy research. Friends, embrace this Jupiter in Taurus. It happens once every 12 years. And really the best use of astrology is not me or anyone else telling you what's going to happen. Is the best use of it, I believe, is to be aware of the changes and to integrate and to explore and to analyze according to your precious self, right? So astrology is just a barometer. It's not telling us what's going to happen in this certain way. But if we are aware of the weather, then we can make more educated decisions. And the other thing is we get a little less frustrated in life. At least I do. I mean, my natural temperament is to get frustrated. I am a Virgo moon, right? Nitpick. But if I'm having a moment, guess what I look at? I look at this. Oh, okay. The moon is in conjunct my moon. I might as well just breathe through it and wait for another 40 hours. Many blessings to you guys. Hope to see you tomorrow night or at Lilydale on Sunday night or next week at 8:30 on Wednesday. I really appreciate you being here. Good night.